It's scenes like this that have left deep scars, metaphorically and literally. Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. 2 years ago, 21 people, mostly students, were killed here. 21 others were wounded. Gun violence spreads far beyond the number of fatalities. It impacts the victims' bereaved, as well as those who've been shot and survived. Now, in the first ever public health advisory of its kind, the United States' Surgeon General is laying out a plan to stop this devastating trend.
Gun violence has now become the leading cause of death among children and teens, and that wasn't true a decade ago or 2 decades ago. And so I'm issuing this advisory because I want people to understand the urgency of addressing gun violence, the importance of seeing it not as a political issue, but as a public health issue. And if we see it in that way, if we apply a public health approach to gun violence, we can do what we did with cigarettes and with car accident-related deaths, which is ultimately to make people safer, to reduce the toll on their health, and ultimately improve people's well-being.
Dr. Murthy's urging more research funding, safer firearm storage and better mental health access, with suicides the leading cause of gun deaths. But above all, he and the Biden administration wants to ban automatic assault rifles and introduce universal background checks, policies repeatedly shot down by lawmakers in Congress and powerful lobby groups like the National Rifle Association. It's taking aim at Dr. Murthy's proposals, labelling them as a war on law-abiding gun owners. The trigger response to any mention of regulation here and at gun shows statewide is to cite the constitutional statutes that formed the bedrock, the foundation of this nation.
The Second Amendment allows us to have a right to bear arms. Buying a gun no matter how you buy it, is a right to bear arms.
If laws were passed that would actually have a chance on preventing these tragedies, I would be the first one in line advocating that. But everything that's proposed now will not deter and it will not prevent any of these tragedies from happening.
There was a law in place that banned bump stocks, a device that turns semi-automatic firearms into virtual machine guns. It was used in America's deadliest ever mass shooting in Las Vegas in 2017. Yet just last month, that Trump-era restriction was overturned by the US Supreme Court. Without these sorts of constraints, gun control advocates fear the cycle of casualties will spiral. Last year, July 4th and 5th had the most mass shootings of any days in 2023. As the holiday weekend beckons, this country's alarming statistics show no signs of abating. Benji Hyer, CGTN, Washington.